It's the morning of January 21st, or 22nd, I should say, in the year 1999. We're 1,500 miles out of New York at the Dakota Bar and Grill, and it's welcome back to Jacky Terrasson. It's good to see you.
Thank you. It was great being here. We had a good night tonight.
That trio of yours, you might just describe the colleagues for those of us who've been sitting in and listening. Your drummer, how old is he?
He's 20 years old. He's a very talented kid, I should say. Very talented. He's been in the band for about 6 months, and his name is Jazz Sawyer. And yeah, it's been a blessing. It's been great.
And the pulse between you is that wonderful man on bass.
Ugona Okegwo on bass. We've been playing together since basically since I moved to New York in 1990. I think we met 6 months after that. So we've been playing together for like almost 8 years.
There is something about the sculpting and shaping of the compositions that you perform, whether they're your very own compositions or Cole Porter, Somewhere Ghostly in the Night, or Thelonious Monk. How can you describe how you shape around, say, melodic themes like, Love for Sale, or It's Just One of Those Things, or Around Midnight?
Right. Well, in terms of just exposing the melody, I really try to go for to have some kind of interpretation that's gonna stick out, sound kind of different. I don't know how, displacing the melody, things like that, or changing, really messing with the rhythms. And then in terms of the solos and how things are going to evolve, I think a lot like classical music, really. My background is European. I'm half French. I grew up in France. And I think I kind of go with that, I think like classical music, like orchestration and dealing with drama and suspense and rhythm and I don't know. It's
Those
over dramatic sometimes, probably.
Well, Jacky Terrasson, the classical composers or the orchestrators that made an impression on you, who were they?
Well, Stravinsky, Ravel, Debussy, Wagner, Bach, I don't know how to say it. That's about it, and Schoenberg, Lily Boulanger, I still need to get familiar with the more actual stuff. I don't really know too much about what's the contemporary writers.
Did you study with Boulanger?
No. I was too young.
Well, certainly Quincy Jones took part in her experience and translated it all.
Yeah, Chick Corea, Herbie Hancock, Nadia. That was the sister. Lily was a composer. Nadia was a piano teacher, music teacher. Yeah.
Great spirit behind the scene.
Yeah. She must have been incredible from what I hear.
You went to the High School of Performing Arts in Paris, a school there. How old were you at the time, and what did the school give to you at that time?
Well, it was basically like a regular high school. The thing is, they had the mornings dedicated to the regular academics and academics. I'm sorry, I'm thinking in French. And the afternoon was dedicated to music. So you had like ear training, you had sight reading, reading music. You had, of course, your private instructor, private piano teacher in my case. But they also had, there were all kinds of instruments. You had some violin players, bass, clarinet, and dancers. So that's the kind of class I was in for about 4 years. it was good because you had a lot of time to just be dedicated to music, you know.
Well, by the time you arrived at the Berklee School of Music, you certainly had this wonderful basic training, didn't you? And some of the street academy, as they say, in Paris on the left bank and the right bank, in the club scene, and then on the New York scene, the European festivals.
Yeah. Well, the good thing about Berklee for me is that, see, in Paris, I kind of felt isolated with, I didn't know, I think when I went to Berklee, I was 19. I didn't know too many musicians my age who were really serious about learning. You know, at that time, I was really, into bebop and into Bill Evans and Keith, well, no, not Keith Jarrett yet, but that came later. But Charlie Parker, Coltrane, I mean, I was really serious about learning this music. And I didn't know too many guys or women my age who were into that. You know, everybody was into rock and AC/DC, and so I kind of felt like isolated. And the great thing about Berklee, for me, the best thing was the environment. You know, because all of a sudden I was like, surrounded by Danilo Perez, Javon Jackson. I mean, tons of guys who were, really serious about this music, and that was really a great thing for me. You know, it's very stimulating. There was some kind of competition thing going on, but I think that's good at that age. You know, it's great because it just makes you want to practice and get better. You know.
I'm talking with Jacky Terrasson. It's after hours. He's had a 2-night engagement at the Dakota Bar and Grill, a return engagement, that is. He's been here before. And of course, it's a long way from places like Birdland, Blue Note, and the clubs like the Iridium in New York City. And the scene for you, I think, just continues to build. And you're a part in this 60th year, the 60th anniversary of Blue Note Records. And I have memories of Alfred Lyon and Francis Wolff in Another Day in Time, the people that launched the record company you're with. And of course, you're flying along with Bruce Lundvall and Tom Everett.
Right. Well, I feel very fortunate to be on Blue Note. We're going to be performing. There's a January month thing going on in New York City where tons of Blue Note artists are playing in New York. We're going to be at the Iridium for the last week, from the 26th until the end of the month. And it's great. You know, Bruce is like a friend. So, and he's really into the music, really, I think he got into the business because he loved the music. And that's exceptional.
What wonderful timing in this very shark-infested water of the recording industry and publishing, and to find Bruce Lundvall carrying the torch for Francis Wolff and Alfred Lyon and the Blue Note tradition is really something very special.
Yeah, and most of my heroes were on Blue Note Records, so I feel kind of good about that.
Good luck in the 90s as we speed to the year 2000.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to that.